Hello guys, this is Mr. Boer. In today's edition, this will be Mr. Boer with the spooks. Cool stories that I'll be telling once in a while. And today's story will be the Tomasita Doll story. Tomasita Doll story. That's a good one. Yes, it is. Tomasita was a next door neighbor of ours. She used to live for years there. She knew my family for many years. I knew her pretty much a lot, but not so much like my older family did. But down the road, Tomasita died, and she she used to love a lot of milk. She would come from the store with gallons of milk. I don't know why. Maybe she does like milk. Maybe she doesn't like milk. I mean, who knows? I don't know what she did with the milk. So all I knew is that she had this doll that she will buy things for her. She'll dress her up, brush her hair, and all type of stuff. And there was cups of milk surrounding the doll too. So, so I don't know what was wrong with that, but all I know is when she died, her family members came around and knocked on our door, telling us, if we want anything from her house to take, since they were cleaning the house to give it back to the housing project that we used to live at back in the 80s. And my grandma told me, well, I always liked that doll, so I'll take the doll with me. And they said, okay, take the doll. And that time we were moving to another town. So that town that we went, we took the doll with. We were moving, it was in the back seat. Feels weird with her. There was something about her. I don't know what it was, but there was something about her. So we went and we spent a few years, probably like one or two. Then, weird things started to happen. First thing is, my grandmother don't like nobody to touch nothing in the fridge without permission, especially the milk. And my grandmother told me something is happening with the milk. Somebody's drinking the milk and it's disappearing for some reason. But well, it's not me, so I gotta ask you permission first. And there's nobody here drinking the milk either. So it had to be somebody else. Well, there's nobody else here, just you guys. You know, cannot be in the spirit drinking the milk either. So if I caught one of you drinking the milk with my permission, I will bury your ass in the backyard. So I said, okay, you know, I'll find out what it is. You know, but it's gotta be something else. But kind of weird. But that time I wake up early in the morning. Not too early, but it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, two to 3 o'clock in the morning. And I went in there and somebody drank milk around that time. And I said, well, okay, so probably my grandma wake up and drink the milk. Somebody else did. Otherwise, I went back to bed. Next night, I wake up around that time. Sometimes I get thirsty. And with the time that I open the door, I see little foot running towards the kitchen. And I just stood there in shock for a moment. And I say, well, that's weird. I didn't know one of my cousins came in, and stayed with us because sometimes they did, to play with me or all these things, that my grandmother used to watch them for my uncles so they can go out somewhere. And next morning I tell my grandmother, somebody was in here. I mean, one of my cousins and everything, because I saw a child running towards the kitchen. And she told me, no, I didn't saw nobody either. So, not that I know. So, the other night happened. So I wake up and I hear footsteps. And I say, okay, let me get up and open the door and I sneak around towards the kitchen and I see two little foot walking towards the kitchen. And I say to myself, okay, I gotta find out what this is. I walk up to the kitchen, a little bit to the kitchen, and something got on me like, don't go there, just go back slowly. I went back slowly to the door and I closed it. Then I went back. I was like, I'm going back. I went back, and as soon as I opened the door and I'm out to the hallway, I can see the kitchen and the living room. So right in the living room, she was turning. I saw her for the first time in my life. I saw that doll turning into the living room. She didn't saw me, but I started walking towards the living room. Like halfway, she probably knew that I saw her. From out of nowhere, I hear something walking towards me, and then it start running from out of nowhere. And right from out of nowhere, I just started running, and she was running behind me, like making these weird noises. And I just went right into the door, slammed the door behind me. And I used to have bunk beds back in those days. So my uncle used to sleep in the bottom, and I used to sleep in the top. So from the bottom to the top, I jumped. I didn't even use the ladder. In fear for a moment. And I just screamed for a moment, and slamming the door, I wake up everybody. Everybody wake up, and they told me I was nuts. How in the hell are you gonna wake us up early in the morning like that, throwing the door? And then, next morning, I went and I looked at the doll. There was something was off. Next night comes in, and right before bed, my grandma told me, we're going to bed, close the door, shut the lights off. She went to bed, and right away, I went to the living room. I went to the kitchen, I grabbed some milk, filled the cup, and put it beside her. And I put her right beside me, and I tell her, you like milk? I brought you some milk, so here we go, so you can drink it, just to tell you, I didn't saw nothing that night. I don't know why you were chasing me, but I didn't saw anything. So with me and you, we're cool. So from out of nowhere, I looked at her, and she had her head towards looking at me, and I didn't put her that way. But she was telling me, oh yeah, it's all good. I'm all cool with it too. So I told him, okay, I got you the milk, just don't do nothing to me. I don't mean, I'll bring you the milk all the time, just like your owner used to do. Well, you are Tomasita. Who knows? So I went back in. Next morning, I get up before anybody, and I run to the living room, and the cup of milk was gone. So I washed the cup and everything before my grandmother noticed. And she noticed anyway, because she would measure the gallon of milk and she knew it was missing. So I still got into trouble. And I told her, well, guess what? I'm pretty sure it's the doll that is drinking the milk. I always knew it was her. So I can prove it to you because Tomasita used to bring a lot of milk to her. There was a reason why. Why she was bringing milk all the time. She was not drinking all the crap all by herself. So I told her, just, I'm going to put the doll inside your room the whole night. Yes. And I'm going to fill a cup of milk with it. I'm going to put the cup by your nightstand, and I'm going to put the doll in the other side. And I want you to lock the door from the inside. Don't let anybody out or anybody in. And you watch and see how she's going to drink the milk. And she always thought I was an idiot. You know, they watch horror movies, and I'm going to prove you that this is not some kind of puppet master bullshit from crap somewhere, I don't know. So you hallucinated, and I know you are the one drinking the milk, and I'm going to whoop your fucking ass. So I told her, okay, let's do this, you know. She took the doll inside, and I did what I did, and I told her, lock the door, don't let anybody out or in. And she did. This morning, I got up. My uncle was up. He was brushing his hair, like he always do, getting ready for the day. And I was getting ready for the day too. And then from out of a sudden, somebody screaming. And I know it was my grandmother. And I told her, okay, something happened, you know. But I never thought she was afraid. That she got up, and there was no milk in the cup. No milk in the cup. And she realized the doll drank the milk. She was freaking out. She finally realized that I was right the whole time. So she gets out with the doll in her hand and tells me I'm gonna have to get rid of this doll right now. She has to go. And I told you that it was her. You didn't listen to me. So, you know, I went to the doll and I told her I'm gonna miss you. But I mean, this is how everything's gonna end. I don't know where she's gonna take you. But I will find you. I wanna see if she puts you in a dumpster somewhere or give it to somebody else around town. So if I can find you, then this is it. You know, if you get with somebody else, hope they give you some milk, you know, or something. But you know, other than that, you know, that was the whole thing. She went inside of the car, she let up the rambler up and took the doll. She came back. She told me we will never see her again. And from that day, my grandmother learned a lesson not to be messing with death. You see what I mean? So, literally, you know, I miss that doll. So, I would like to thank everyone watching this video. I will post some more spooky videos as well. So, this is my first one, my first true story of Tomasita, the doll. So there will be a few more true stories coming up. So thank you for watching, and always remember, don't wake up to death if you can dance. So long, everyone.